I don't have kids, right? I am never gonna see a child grow up. But I imagine that like seeing these small brands succeed and grow, I imagine it's kind of like watching your kid do something incredible. It's beyond a job, right? It's a calling. I lead the Whole Foods Market Local and Emerging Accelerator Program. LEAP was born out of this hypothesis that if we were able to focus in on very specific brands who have high potential and bring in support from outside of Whole Foods Market, as well as leveraging our internal subject matter experts, that we could really help them succeed at the pace that is appropriate for them to build a sustainable business. To get selected or invited to participate in the early growth cohort is a feat in itself. This year we received over 1,400 applications. We select 10 brands. We did not intend to pick all female-founded, female-owned businesses. And in that moment, I was like, this is gonna be powerful.
I mean, the data and statistics are there about who gets funding and who doesn't. Women founders or people of color or whatever reason, there aren't that many options to who do you go to, who's done it before you. We're all kind of trailblazers in that.
I think it was like 1.7% of all funding goes to female-founded businesses. And it's even less when you have the intersectionality of a female-founded business with a Black-founded business. Like, that's wild to me. And I think like the challenge there is human nature, right? If you and I have a similar perspective, and I come in and I tell you my story, you're gonna be like, yeah, totes, I agree, like, great, let me fund you. But if you're someone coming from a background that isn't well represented in the funding landscape, then they have extra hurdles to jump to land that story.
You know, I do think like there are more barriers for us, and whether they're overtly there or whether they're just like subconscious things, it's kind of one of those things like I'll never know what the reality is. Like I'll never know why a buyer said no to my product, or I'll never know why an investor said no to investing. There's data, and you can't really argue with the data that, you know, a lot of women-owned businesses have a harder time at, you know, succeeding. So anytime that I can connect with another founder who is Latina, who is, you know, any other like ethnic race, who's woman-owned, like it's gonna be something that I just value more because there's just a more commonality of the business, of the success we're trying to reach and how we're trying to reach it.
Say aguas.
All of the best products out there are brought to the table by people who are influenced by their culture and their background, and there is a story and it is representative of them. The curriculum is 14 to 15 weeks, depending on what the cohort's needs really are. We have some standardized curriculum, but like we like to bring in specialized subject matter expertise based on what's happening in the world around us.
You kind of go in a little bit blind, and then quickly you see that there's a curriculum, there's purpose, it's very programmed, but very intentional. This is constant support with the knowing that the end goal is shelf, right?
All throughout that cohort, those founders are meeting with their forager partner every week.
That's where it goes, because it's refrigerated.
A forager is kind of a blend between a buyer and a merchant, and they are dedicated to working with local and emerging brands. And you would think, sure, that's an easy skill set. It's not, because you are like part therapist, part supply chain expert, part distribution expert. You have to know trends and flavors and all of these things.
Congratulations, you did it.
You make it about like, oh, here's my product. But what really resonated with people was the story.
When I was growing up, I was so ashamed of eating seaweed and bringing it to school. I want to show game and be like, seaweed's a superfood, be proud of who you are, be proud of your roots.
I remember the first time Candace called me and was like, I need to talk to you We're like, sure. She was having a really hard time with something and her place in the industry. And wow, right? Having someone open up to you like that and say like how they didn't feel accepted in this spot. I don't get that very often, but I realized in that moment, like if I make myself a little more vulnerable, other people are going to too, right? And at the end of the day, knowing the sensitivities helps me create a path or a support a little better, or just be there as a friend, right?